Okay, welcome back to No Cover TV's podcast. That's right, this is your host, Big Al. I appreciate everybody out there, and I don't want to say just Michigan, but the world. Yes, you're checking it out because I can find out who's looking and hearing No Cover TV podcast. It's about the original music scene, the local and national music scene out there, and the original music. We want to push it out there and get it out to you because there's a lot of great music out there around the country, around the world. It's down the block. It's probably your next door neighbor. Everybody's playing music, and there's a lot of great music. I'm finding out a lot of meaningful and informational lyrics. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff out there. So check it out. Get off your bus. Go check out a show. Don't be too cheap. Pay that cover charge. Buy a T-shirt or a CD. Get some swag. You know, these bands are working. They're working to put a smile on your face because in return, you're putting a smile on their face. And you're helping them. Hey, Zoe's in the house. Yes, we Zoe. Hey.
Zoe.
So she doesn't even want me to continue, does she? Oh, Zoe. So you might just go to bed and watch you, little girl, if you don't settle up. Anyways, we got a great band, and this band is from West Michigan, the Grand Rapids area. I'm going to cut to the chase, get right to the band. The Fabulous Vans are in the house. Yes, that works. I like that. That's a great. I don't even have to push the applause button. Give myself an applause. How you doing, everybody? Thank you for doing
Fantastic, fabulous.
I appreciate you coming to the table.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, I've been checking you out, listening to you, and I get to watch you now thanks to what's going on with the internet, all these platforms and stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is cool. It is cool. So let's go around the table and introduce ourselves before we start out.
Hey, I'm the drummer. I'm Mark Armijo.
Mark?
I'm Sierra. I'm the lead singer and ukulele player.
All right.
I'm Timmy. I play guitar and I sing some.
Okay, Timmy.
I'm the bass player and Adam Stein.
Adam? We have
Angela.
Angela. All right.
Yeah, I'm the
Fashion
boss.
consultant.
Yeah, fashion.
Security.
Exactly. She does
Oh, yeah.
She helps makes us look better.
Yeah.
The bass player.
All logistics are on you.
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal, guys.
Yeah.
Well, great. You guys are doing some amazing stuff.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir.
You got a
Appreciate it.
Thank
really cool sound. Now, what I'm getting here, if I can put the specs on, I'm getting old, guys. We're going to old.
Yeah.
You
Feel
too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's rock, pop, a little funk, a little blues, R&B, a little bit of everything in there. But the best thing that I see and what I love is the fun.
Yeah.
Amen.
Is the energy.
That's why we do it,
That
right?
is
That's
why
why you do
yeah,
it.
Exactly. You
Why
are
do it if it's not-
performers, and that's what I
Amen.
want to see is performers.
Yeah.
Sarah, don't be sitting over here shy. Because you're not shy on stage.
No, she's not.
No, not
He
at
brings
all.
it.
Not
He
at
brings
all.
it.
So I'm going to actually, because I got some time here, I'm going to pick on each of you just a little bit. Because we're not in the TV studio, so I get more time with the artist, okay?
Right, yeah.
So, all right, who are we going to get to first here? Okay.
Hey, Adam.
The bass player. We want to go there. All right, Adam. Let me get her.
Yeah, there we go.
You stir at the bottom and work on your way.
Yeah.
All right, Adam.
Again, your last name's A.
Yeah.
We're B's, so we're always at the last.
Oh, yeah, we're always
Okay. And we're on you. Okay, we're going to grab on that time capsule. We're going to go way back.
Way back.
Okay, you're young and 10 years old. What are you listening to? What's getting you grooving? Why are you picking up a bass guitar? What's going on with you?
Boy, yeah, back in 8th grade, my mom thought it'd be good for me to play acoustic guitar. She had a friend that was in a band and, became really good friends with him and learned a lot on the acoustic. And as I got into high school, bought myself an electric guitar and kind of played around with that and hooked up with a bunch of other musical friends, and they ended up needing a keyboard player, so I learned how to play the piano so I could be in that band. And once we did a lot of fun stuff with them. Once I got into the workforce, I somehow picked up a bass guitar, and I just immediately fell in love with it. It's like,
Did you?
This is me, and this is my instrument. Yeah, so I've been through a lot of bands here and there throughout West Michigan, and
All right.
it's been a great journey, and I just hooked up with Tim 8 years ago, maybe.
Just recently.
Briefly,
Just recently.
And we had a neighbor that played drums.
We did.
And,
Yeah.
so
Brad
I
Mulder. I'll give him a shout out, Brad.
Hey, Brad. so yeah, I went over there, brought my guitar, and jammed with them for a little bit.
Okay.
Last year I kind of reached out to him and said, hey, I'm going to go to one of your performances finally. And we hooked up there, and just as time worked out, it's like he calls me like 2 weeks later, hey, we're losing our bass player. What are you up to?
Yeah. It was very fortuitous timing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
Great.
impeccable.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Nice. Right on. So good deal, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah. How far back are we going? Well, you went that far. I'm not going that far. I'll go to high school.
You want to go to high school?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Let's
when I
go to
started.
16, 17.
Well, all right. So I'm different though. See, all right. So when I came up, I've always loved music, and I always had it in me. I just always felt it, right? But I never knew, like from here, like from my head to my hands, I'd get lost.
Okay.
'Cause my grandma put me in guitar lessons back in the day, and it just wasn't happening. It wasn't happening, right? And then I started playing football, right? Okay. Well, I got pretty good at football, and that turned into my thing. I always loved music, whatever. And the high school I went to Kennewick Hills,
Okay.
right? And we had a great band. And the drums would always get me fired up. Like I still remember that. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking of it. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Ooh, I'm getting down. Oh, I'm getting ready to get down. Right. Well, my senior year in high school, I went up to the music director. Right. I'm like, sir, I'm Mark Armijo. It's an honor to play football for you guys, and you guys get me fired up when I get ready to go play. Right. You guys get me fired up. All right. Well, thank you. I'm like, and I would be honored, and I would love to play the drums for you guys, and I would love to learn how to play the drums. Okay. And I will never forget this motherfucker's face. Sorry for swearing, but it's the truth, right? And he was like, hey, no, right? Just kind of brushed me out. I'm like, no, sir, I'm serious. All right. And then he went, just like, you can't see my hand, but he went, all right, well, give me a paradiddle. I'm like, all right, what's a paradiddle? I've never heard of anything like that. Like, he's like, right, left, right, left, right, left. Now go. I'm like, and he's like, and then he went, tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, you just stick to playing football. You just stick to playing. I'm like, and it crushed me.
Oh, no.
And it destroyed me, right? And it destroyed me, broke me to the core. And I threw music away. I'm never going to play again, right? And then fast forward a couple of years, I'm going up to Colorado, and it was like one of them 98-degree days, hot. And I always loved Santana.
Oh,
right.
Nice, nice,
Coming up, it was Santana was my thing, and I'll never forget. It was when Supernatural came out, and I got the VHS tape.
Got it out for Mark.
Right.
It's always the drummer.
I got the VHS tape, and I threw it in, and I'm watching it. Right. Well, it's hot, and I hear the mower going. I hear this guy across the street who's just cussing and swearing. Right. I'm like, what the hell? I got to look outside, and my man Clinton Wilcox, shout out, buddy, right there. He's the one that got me into it, because I look out the door, and he's over here fighting the mower, just having a hard time. And I'm like, you look like you need a beer. Yes, and he throws his mower, comes across. We have a beer. And he comes downstairs to a basement apartment and sat down, and then look, and then here is Santana on. Right? And he's a drummer, and he's like, you like this? Sit right here. I'll be right back. Goes across the street, grabs a conga drum, and brings it. It's yours. You're going to learn how to play it. You're going to be in a band. Okay. Okay. So I grab it and play Santana, and just not, next thing you know, hey, be at my house next week, whatever. So I show up there. All right, we're jamming a little bit. Okay. Boom. Next thing you know, we had our first gig. Oh, I didn't realize I'm in a band now. I didn't realize he was serious. Never been in a band like this. Next thing you know, I'm over here playing percussion in this punk ska band.
Okay,
right? So I'm in this punk ska band, right? I'm like, okay, but looking back on it, now that I've studied for decades now, right? Looking back on it, I realized I was just a sex symbol. I would
still think so.
Right?
Well, if I want to open my mouth.
Yeah. But Mrs. Armijo doesn't.
Right? Yes. Well, anyways, so I'm in this band, and then, all right, the band, then I moved back to Michigan, right? And At this time, now I know what the drums are, and now I know what music and what it's like to be in a band. Oh, okay, it's kind of like a team, because we are a team.
Yeah.
I equate things to sports, and that's how I approach my life, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to learn how to play drums. I'm going to learn how to play double bass. I'm going to get so fast. I'm going to be awesome. And then my man Chris Coddington, the guitar player in the band Kids Eat Free, that was the name of our band, was Kids Eat Free, right? With a punk ska band.
That's funny. I like that. I love it.
Right? Yeah. So anyways, Chris gave me the best advice anybody's ever given me musically. Right? He goes, Mark, if you're serious about playing the drums, do yourself a favor and spend $500 on drum lessons. I'm like, $500? I'm like, dude, I'm living in my van right now. I literally live in a van down by the river. Right? Yeah, so I'm like, what? He's like, no, not at once, just like $5 here, $10 here, because that's how much they were back in the day. Yep. Right? So $5, 10 here. Next thing you know, found a great teacher, Scott Mikulski here over at RIT back in the day.
RIT, yes.
Right? And next thing you know, me and Sensei Scott, we just get there and started jamming, and we just started grinding. But see, at this point, I'm older now, and I was already in the workforce, so I knew how to work. So I approached it as a working man, So I would get down there and I would grind, and I would study and read my books and study and get my rudiments down. Fuck that paradiddle, I got you, guy.
Never forgot that.
Never forgot that.
That's what happened. Okay.
Yes.
So, wow, because when I'm listening to you guys, I can do my visuals what I'm hearing, because I'm not looking at you. You're slapping the hell out of drums. I'm thinking, okay, we got some anger issues. And then I see you. I'm not going to say you're a jock, but you're a healthy, athletic guy.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're smacking the drums because you're a big guy.
Hey, man, hold on.
Not ego shit. This is Mark when he first sits down.
Yeah,
You didn't see that by here.
But no, you got a good snap. I like that.
Yeah. But see, that's what makes me different, though, is that, because I can name, 100 drummers, 10 drummers here, 100 drummers in West Michigan alone that are better than me. But what makes me different is that I'll give you everything that I got.
You do put it into it.
I'll give you everything that I got. And I'll play the shit out of 2 and 4.
There you go. Well, each of you put all of it into it. I see it all. We're going to get now to both of you because you're related. Timmy and Sierra, father and daughter here. If you didn't know, listeners, this is a kind of a family band. You're all family anyways.
It definitely feels that way now. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So just slight background on you, Timmy.
So I got my first guitar when I was 14. My brother bought me one for Christmas. And I messed around with it. It was kind of just cool to have a guitar at 14. And you just that was when they had Guitar for the Practicing Musician magazine.
Right.
You didn't have the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
So we were like, what's in the new? I'm going to learn this riff. So it was all about just learning riffs.
Right.
For a while. I never really got into a band until I went into the Marine Corps after high school because I was naughty. Then I needed to leave.
Go.
For a while. Get a little discipline. Yes. And then I picked up an acoustic guitar like my last year and started just fiddling around writing songs. And when I ended up moving back to Grand Rapids a few years later, I started a band with a buddy of mine, Ted Buffkin, who's a number of his lyrics are on the album. So we did that was our first band. We played around. I think back then it was like Radio Tavern and Stooges and Mulligan's was still Mulligan's didn't even have music at that time. There was a few places, Curly's Corner. I had these. I don't think any of these places are even around anymore. So.
No, the tavern burned down. I got the phone call.
The tavern burned down. Faulty wiring or something, whatever it was.
I got the call back.
So yeah, we did that for a couple of years. That was good. That was kind of my first foray into playing music. I never took any lessons. Well, I took a few lessons here and there, but mostly just self-taught. And I'm a hard-headed Dutchman, so from West Michigan, surprise.
Yeah.
But, there's things that gets you through, that helps you persevere when you start.
Right.
And, you won't be denied. Like, eventually you win. So, you just, it's usually like, well, what's the cost? So,
right.
But, like, overall, music's always just been, it's been there. So, even when that band quit, then I was always kind of getting in some project here and there. And then that kind of just fizzled out. Eventually, as I got older, I just wanted to focus on music, and it was hard to find people. I guess just the kind of the circles I ran in that didn't involve booze, it didn't involve a bunch of drama BS, and so then Sierra was always a good performer, and her and I did some songs at school. I think the first thing we ever did, we played Dixie Chicks,
Traveling Soldier,
and the Beatles, Blackbird, and she was probably in like third grade.
Yeah,
wow,
it was
really?
The school she went to, they would have like this open performance time every morning for whoever wanted to come up, which was super cool. So we did a few of those, but she was a crowd favorite, and she was just a natural. Like,
yes.
I mean, always from the get-go. Like, I've never like taught her anything other than some songs, you know what I mean? But she's always had her own kind of charismatic performance style, and just no fear.
I'm seeing that,
which I think is what gets a lot of people. Even if they're really good, we've all known those people that are like, man, you're so good, why don't you play out? Like, they just won't touch it, and that's it can be a big hurdle. But yeah, after we started doing the covers, I had started doing some booking and promoting for Quinn and Tui's Irish Pub on Plainfield. By that time I had done a bunch of shows there, and I got to know the owners pretty well, and I had set up some shows for them, so they started letting me book, and so I started booking us like just in front of other local bands I like, because I'm like, this is a great night out. I like these bands, and we get to do a 30, 40-minute acoustic set. That was a great way for her to build up her skills, performing live, and really for us too, chemistry-wise. And so, yeah, and then over time, that just added. We had a guy come up one night and say, "Hey, do you guys want a drummer?" And we're like, yeah, okay. So we played with him for quite a while, a couple of years, I think. And then same thing happened with our first bass players. It was after a show, and they were like, yeah, you want a bass player? Sure. So, like I said, and then that worked up until COVID. And then we had recorded 7 of these songs, actually, originally. But it's funny when we listen to it now, because we're just kind of like, that was a good practice run. Because if you heard it now, and of course the people playing on it the chemistry's way better, and the musicianship is at the focal point. It's not, this is the side thing. It's not somebody, we don't have an attention hound in the band, that wants to kind of, so you know what I'm saying? So it all worked out. Well, it's COVID ended. We had a few different people come in and out, and we started playing like, I don't know, July of last year actually was our first. No, God, 2 years ago now. Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy. That COVID thing is such a time warp. Yeah. I know. Yeah. So Mark started playing with us in January of last year, 2022. And then Adam started playing with us in July of 2022. So, and it was just, it's kind of like when you come out of a bad relationship and then you come into one that's like, this is how I thought it could be. And that's how it's been with these guys. So, I was glad you said what comes through in the album is the fun. And I mean, like, that's fun. Playing with these guys is fun.
You want to be with them.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be together.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to jam
even
together.
with some of the lyrics are not necessarily, you wouldn't think it's a fun song, but like we can make anything upbeat, and actually work in mental health, so I'm a big proponent of that kind of stuff.
Work,
yeah, exactly. We can make it work.
Find that
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's what we get.
Everybody feels like shit sometimes. We don't have to stay there.
Good. So, Sierra, I want to talk to you in just a second, okay? Because I'm going to get to you.
Yeah.
So we want to get to the CD, because I don't want to run out of time here.
That's fair, yeah.
Okay, so this is just a recent new CD come out?
Yeah, we literally just got the masters 2 weeks ago. Well, I think I sent them to you a couple days later.
Right, exactly. And it's got 15
tracks.
15
yeah.
Yes. Amazing job. And you just sent me the lyrics over, so I've been going through those real quick.
Yeah.
I like the lyrics, just right there in your face.
Cool.
And it's got a meaning to it and everything. Yeah. If you listen closely and look at it, read it.
Yeah,
definitely. And Sierra, you're amazing. You can sit over there quiet, but I want everybody out there in podcast land, get to YouTube, type in The Fabulous Vans, and click on the video. is you're going to be surprised what you hear because they're going to pop right out of the screen and slap you up. Sierra's just all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So Rick Johnson did some mastering for you on that. Huh?
Mhm.
He's super.
He's awesome.
You know, and Rick did the original one too.
Yeah.
And when we finished that thing, I mean, literally, this was like a kind of a 4-year ordeal.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, thanks.
Thanks for
We
stopping.
can wait. Thank you.
Yeah, and he provided. I really like working with him because he's funny and he's got a really good, just cool, professional but fun attitude too. So
He's
that
a
was
wealth
really
of
nice.
knowledge.
But yeah, and he's very free with the knowledge. You ask him anything, he was helpful. Whenever I tell him, hey, I'm kind of feeling this, it was like that, and usually like a little better. So, and he did some creative work in some of the spots
Yes.
on the album too that were like, there's a middle part of Christine
Okay.
where it's kind of like,
I like that
that's
song.
mostly Mark's drum solo, and
Oh,
then
God.
we recorded and made a bunch of noises, and then he kind of put them together over it.
Yeah.
That's one I got written down.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
thinking- And you're written down too because
Oh.
I heard you hitting those drums. I mean,
Oh.
snap, real good, real good. I
It
like
looks
that.
like I'm hitting them hard.
Good deal.
It's all with the illusions.
I got a lot more to talk about, but I don't want to tease them anymore. Let's play a little bit of what we got here.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
let's
open
do
it
it.
up. What's track 2 on the CD? Well, what do we got here? This is, you said, Cool Girl?
Yeah.
Cool Girl. Okay. You're not going to hear it. I'm going to hear it real quick. I'm just going to play a little bit of it. So if you're on YouTube, it's Cool Girl. Do you have it on YouTube? Or
No, not yet.
It's the next single we're gonna release.
Give a quick disclaimer. This is actually a cover of a Dodie Clark song where she just sings and plays ukulele, and we turned it into a rock song.
I had no
She
idea. It was
actually-
a
I didn't hear that.
She had written it over COVID, and so they recorded everything over Zoom,
Oh,
which
okay.
I learned later because I had originally heard it on Spotify. She was one of the people that introduced me to ukulele, along with 21 Pilots.
Hmm.
So I was like, oh, cute little British girl, just singing and jamming on her little keyboard and ukulele. And I was like, this is cool. She's super
That's great.
sweet. So I had
Wow.
heard it, and I was like, ooh, I really resonate with some of these lyrics here.
So you went ahead and you go ahead and
Yeah.
rewrote
Yeah, when I
it.
brought it to them, they're like, okay, I guess.
You put it together. Nice.
I had
It's
no
really
idea.
fun.
Yeah, I had no idea it was a cover song. I'm like, all right, that sounds cool. You know what? I hear this, so I'm going to play this.
Okay, well, they're going to hear it right now. Let's see what they hear, all right? Here we go.
I carry the tide when I'm talking about leave it on the side with the nights you didn't call me back. And all the ideas and the hope I never asked you for. I throw them away, it's okay without a second thought. God is more, I wouldn't play the angel game and watch you while I ask all your lovers away. Rolling your eyes to back to the head. Surely you know when to close them instead. Cool girl, we'll be different. I'll be quiet, I'll be easy. Cool girl, we'll be different. I'll be quiet, I'll be easy.
I got to stop it right there and let them continue on. You need to find Cool Girl. That is great. I want to
Thank you.
now. I love it, Timmy. I want to talk a little bit. Loving the lead on that all around, and I can kind of tell some influences in there. What you listened to back in the day.
So a lot. I've always had eclectic influences. My brother was huge into prog rock, so Yes, Rush, Marillion, ELP, stuff like that. My sister was one of my sisters was into hair rock, so I got a dose of that. And then I had another sister who had like this 300 album record collection, like you name it, was kind of in there. But that was what kind of inspired me early on, was looking through those old records.
Okay,
You play them, they had the artwork, they had the
and
lyrics,
amazing
it was
stuff
the story,
back then.
and so. So yeah, that was all influenced me. My parents loved Motown, so I mean, there's just like always been a little bit of everything.
I love how
I loved the '90s stuff when it came out. So
Yeah.
I'll say I think still 90s is the best decade of music for rock, rap, metal. Like I still love everything from that time.
Okay, good,
So-
good. And like I said, I'm loving that lead because it's a flowing lead. You know, you're just
It's almost
tapping
all
off.
harmonics.
Yes, right.
Except for the one spot, like kind of second chorus, I do just a lead climb up there.
Right, right. I like
But
that.
yeah, it was fun just playing around with it. So
it was real fun. I like that.
Thank
Sierra,
you.
let's go to you now. We've been leaving you out, haven't we?
Yeah, there we go.
No, we don't want to do that
Yeah.
now. Let's talk.
she'll let you.
Yeah.
Shy girl, we're
Yeah,
going to have
color
her
out of
speak
it.
right now. Okay, so a lot of different questions I have for you. Okay, you're a young lady, 21. That's what we
I
hear.
know.
Yeah, real old. But as Dad says, you've been doing this since you were knee high.
Yeah, little tyke. I was 11.
Yeah.
So
When we started playing
when we started
out,
playing
yeah.
out,
When you
but-
started playing out, 11 years
I mean,
old.
I think my earliest memory of anything music was we were in the basement at our first house on Swensburg, and I had a tambourine that was made out of 2 red paper plates with little bells
I remember that thing.
attached to like my little like pieces of string, and I was just banging on it with my little crystal tiara, my little plastic crystal tiara, and then Dad's band that he had with Ted and John Gerke, they were having like a practice session. I was just down there having a good time.
Jamming.
It was not on beat, but I was having fun.
So you kind of groomed her a little bit, Timmy.
Well, she grew up around it.
Yeah, okay. Now,
Uh,
where did you learn to play instruments?
So I actually taught myself through YouTube how to play ukulele, but
Oh,
I'm a
did you?
classically
Okay.
trained vocalist. I've been
I was going to ask.
in
Okay.
school choir like as soon as I could, but before that, because I went to kind of a hippie school and we didn't have like a music program, but there,
Ironically,
yeah, all kinds of like art things. Like there was play, there was all the
yeah.
other things, but
Well, it was
and
kinda neat.
you know, an
It was
in-house
cool-
cat,
it was
which
cool.
I loved, but not related to music. But Dr. Salinas was the first choral director I ever had, and she actually used to scout out for Girls Choral Academy, which was this choral program that she created. And so
she was very cool. Monique Salinas,
Mhm.
very cool person.
and I auditioned for this choir hoping that I could get in. And then I was granted a scholarship, and that enabled me to start doing, you know,
That's awesome. That's
choral
amazing.
program. I was in that for, probably 11 years.
So
like
okay.
9.
Okay.
Between 9 and 11, I forget.
So,
I think you started when you were 9, and then you ended like it was close by
It's like my junior year.
8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
so when did Sierra start? When did it all become a whole?
Our first show of the 4 of us was at Tip Top last July, and it was kind of
The tip top.
God bless Tip Top.
well,
There was an open mic.
So it was the last bass player kind of like tried to make a train wreck of things on his way out the door. You know, it was just, you know what it is, like whatever, dude. So
Yeah.
so and we originally he had another band and we were supposed to play with them, and then his buddy's band was supposed to play too. Well, they canceled on us like literally like the week before they got offended by something. Who
Oh,
knows?
really?
I don't know. He never said anything to me, but he tried to like make Adam quit like before he even started. Like,
Oh, that's not good.
So, anyways, dude, it was just kind of this funny thing, and it led up to the show, and luckily a couple other bands who I'll give a shout out to, All Bound Acid Test, were great. And
Just
so
like
many
them, too.
humans. They jumped on. They were people I've known for a little while, and they jumped up, and we had a really fun night. That was Adam's first show with us, and we're like, well, you didn't pay for sure now. And the other guy wasn't, I don't think, an actual bass player. Like, he had his own kind of folky thingy that he did, and he played bass. I mean, he was competent, but yeah, it was nice to have somebody that was fun and music focused. And so the thing that me and Adam met at years ago, we never even got off the ground, really. We
Not
just
out of the
kinda,
basement, no.
yeah, right. Like we never got out of Brad's basement.
Not out of the
Exactly.
basement.
So it was a metal cover band, if I remember
Yeah,
right.
something like that, yeah.
That we were trying to do. Yeah. So
So, Sierra, when you came in, did she bring some influences and change things around a little bit?
Oh man, I've always
'cause
had
you're a powerhouse.
incredibly eclectic taste. I especially since I started playing ukulele, I got really into like swing dancing, and then also taking it like 50s stuff, like the Clovers, of course Elvis. Can't Fall in Love with You was the first song I ever learned, so I could play it for my best friend at the time.
Okay. Nice.
And love that. You know, the emo music of the, you know, early 2000s, like My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco, that kind of thing. So, you know, and like indie and pop and kind of everything in between. Just no EDM. Gosh,
Wow.
it's so gross.
you had Billie Eilish playing like 6 months for it. I never even heard of her. Like,
Yeah.
on the radio.
Billie Eilish,
So,
okay.
she's done a couple of her songs.
So there's quite a few influences into this whole genre of rock and pop and everything else going on.
So I think we all got kind of a different palette, and so it just kind of works. So
Yeah.
there's no limitations. Like, hey, it's got to sound like this, you know, or this is the feel. Although Mark likes to say that song needs more ass.
I think
It's true though. I remember him playing this song, and I'm like, you know what? Hold on a second.
Christine needed more ass. There's more ass in there. Yeah.
I think that's why our album has such a versatile sound, is because we all draw on such a wide range of influences.
It sounds like it, definitely. I can hear that, most definitely. So, are we working towards the next CD?
Well, I'm going to go into the Navy in October.
You're
so
going to the Navy?
I've been gone for 40 years.
4 years in the Navy. I got a contract. I'm going to sign you right now. We're going to hold on to her in the Navy.
Yeah.
Because I've booked military shows before, so I know how to work the
Cool.
general.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
So they're a little different to work with.
Well, we're actually we're still just like, we haven't even finished the packaging and stuff for this one yet. So
Yeah.
we just got it back, you know, and then I hooked up with you recently
Yes.
with the program. So, yeah, like literally we just started putting it out. So like Southwest School, we have up on Spotify and Amazon
Good.
and all that, like iTunes.
Good deal.
So we're going to do like one song a month for the next 3 months, and then we're going to release the whole thing for
Okay. Good.
streaming and try to have like a big boy and girl CD release party, because what's not fun about that? So,
Right, exactly. Good deal. So
and I said, if you're leaving, we got to make sure we have at least one big party, if not two.
right,
The CD
so-
release and whatever show we do before you leave. So
Okay, so you're taking the ukulele with? They let you sneak that in there?
I don't know.
So we got to get you doing gigging every Friday or Saturday night in there. So,
I remember my time in the military, a lot of hurry up and wait, like when you're training, so you might want to have something on you.
yeah, right.
I'm just saying, you're going to have a lot of time on your hands.
Exactly. Yeah. My son-in-law is in the military, and my daughter, so I understand.
Yeah, right.
So, well, wow, unbelievable! You're taking off. Okay, all right, guys. What's going to happen for the future?
I don't know. We kind of talked about it. I think we're going to do something. We just haven't really talked about what we're going to do yet. So,
Well, my brother might join him.
well, her brother, my son Jacob, he's on the spectrum, and he's actually come and sang with us a few times. But he told me, he goes, "Well, Dad, when Sierra leaves for the Navy, can you and I start a band?" Like, of course,
That's what he said.
Sweet.
Of course. So
That's great.
that'll be another project. Yeah.
Okay.
But,
It's my
I
turn,
don't know. We'll
Dad.
do something. Like I said, we're jamming with these guys. So, yeah, we'll see when we get there.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I'm done doing it. Right.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
exactly. Yeah.
Well, wow, I didn't see that one. You just slapped me upside the head on that one. So,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Well, what should
And it's like
a lot of
being
people just started-
selfish.
just
Being
started
selfish, I
finding-
would like to keep her around and keep
Oh,
the
I
band
would
going.
too.
Being
I
selfish,
would-
but at the same time. Okay, it's the Navy. How you gonna mess with that?
Right.
Well, and
Gossip
it's just
in your
getting out of
ears.
town and doing something new.
And it's
Remember
the
being
best
that
thing for
age,
it.
and
You know.
Go.
that's all you're thinking
Enjoy
about.
your life.
And that means anything else, if anybody tries to keep you there, you're just going to be worse. So
Right,
for it,
exactly.
You know, when you got to go, you got to go.
Right. Do your thing.
Do your thing. I told her, I said, go plant your flag on the world. Do
That's
it.
right. Make your mark. You're doing it right now
Mm.
with this band here. That's great. You're definitely making your mark because everybody's remembering your performances. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I told her, too, I was like, dude, you know, if you go in for 4 years, you'll come back here at 25. We've already done all this stuff. If you want to do something with music, you're going to be more confident. You're going to run your own shit. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah, you
that's,
will.
that's cool. Yeah.
You will. You will be taking control and be in charge,
Mhm.
definitely. And Yeah, I'll book you out.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
'Cause that was kind of one of my questions, but you kind of answered you're going into the Navy. But I was going to say, would it hurt you, Dad, if she decided to go out on her own and do some solo stuff?
I've actually done some solo stuff. and
Okay, well,
he
do-
highly encourages it.
That
He's
was
like, go
always
do
the
your own
plan.
thing.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I'm 48. So I
I
have a
should-
couple careers. I love music, and hey, you know, I would not be sad if I had an offer to play more regularly. But you know, it's like I don't think I can just up and leave things. Like, you know, I'm not that
Right.
fluid anymore, and I like to be in bed by 10 if we're not playing a show. 11, you know what I mean? So,
I know. I have a bedtime too.
I would
I'm
do
not
my
gonna
run.
say.
Yeah, no, it'd be super fun to do more stuff. Like we've done quite a few out of town shows too over the last year, and you know, I love the adventures of it. That's kind of something I've always enjoyed doing with my kids,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
adventure. This was just something really
That's-
uniquely cool that her and I got to do, and
that's
she'll
all.
appreciate it a little more when she's older.
Yeah,
Right.
unique is the word you write, Adam. Yeah, me and Adam got a term, huh? What did Tim get us into now?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is it
So
ready to
it's
find
fun though,
print?
yeah.
Yes, had that discussion many times. We get to a venue, and Mark and I'd look at each other and was like, what did Timmy get us
What did
into?
he do?
Yeah. You got an art exhibit in Indianapolis.
That was fun.
Not yet.
Yeah, thanks to Emma Peridot from.
Yeah,
So let's talk about any upcoming dates for the Fabulous Vamps.
Yeah, so our next show is going to be at Rockies on April 29th. We'll be
29th.
with Old Mountain Acid Test again and 10 peso version. And then we are playing May 9th out at Park Theater for a Park Theater open mic, which we've done it a couple times. It was
Yeah.
Adam's first time last month. It's just always super fun out
that
there.
was my first time playing with you guys at the
Jared,
Park Theater.
Jason
Nice.
and his wife Heidi, they run it, and
Very
yeah, it's a
sweet.
really cool thing they've created. I mean, it is not like any other open mic.
No,
It's
Okay.
very, it just got a really nice vibe. I highly recommend. And Park Theater, what a cool!
it's very.
It's a
cute.
cool place to play, whether you're doing 3 songs
Yeah.
or 10 or 12.
It's one of those places where you walk in the door and you can
Yeah.
feel it.
That's awesome. When you can feel,
Yeah,
you
when you
feel
can
the
feel it.
energy
It's got-
coming into it. That just
Yeah.
pumps you up even more.
I did
Ghost.
just get back that we are booked for a festival, Grand Rapids Festival of the Arts, Saturday, June 3rd.
Yes.
Oh, Festival Art.
4:00 on the big city stage. So
Right,
very
yeah, the
excited
big
about
stage.
that. Yeah.
That's
so.
where the cameras will be, so you will be on
Yep.
TV. Yes, you will.
Yep.
be.
So yeah, we just got one show coming up here. The Park Theater open mic is the only thing we have right now for May. I kind of wanted to focus on getting all the CD stuff done.
Cool.
And then
Yeah.
June, we got a few things lined up.
Festivals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beaver Island Music Festival we're playing in July. I was
Island, that's
super
a great
excited
place.
about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that
That's a lot
place.
of fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
So excited for that. Tie-Dye Fest in August we'll be playing. There's always a bunch of good
you
bands
guys are out there.
Yeah.
Good,
So,
everybody.
and then
Trying to
there's
get it in before I leave.
we got involved with I
Oh,
want to just
yes.
mention this real quick because working in mental health, and then we've had our own issues with running into predatory behavior in the local music scene, and we were able to actually link up with some other folks who also endured that. So there's going to be a zine coming out in June called Ant, which is going to focus on kind of just being like a little informative thing for people. It's going to be at certain venues, and like the DAG, the one gal, I want to let her kind of do her own thing, so I won't mention her right now because it's kind of her baby that we got to join in on. But
Okay.
I saw it, and it was very well done, and we got to contribute to it. So there's going to be a show for that, a launch show at Fulton Street Pub on June 11th that we'll be playing at.
Well, I'm a big supporter for mental health. Definitely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that don't know. We don't know. Some people don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people need to talk to somebody and need help.
Yeah, especially
not
the
be
abuse,
ashamed of it.
the abuse and a piece of it. Like I realized something, it's like sexual harassment or abuse or assault or, even innuendo is something guys that play music either don't have to deal with or like it when it happens to them.
Yeah.
But for women, it's like first they're kind of, and this is something I realized in working with our own issues that happened, and then also with things that with stories I talked with these other women that were involved too. That we never think about it because we didn't have to deal with that.
Right.
But they're almost judged by their appearance first before they even start playing. So
Right.
so that was an eye opener, and I'm glad we got to be a little bit of a part of it. And I'm glad to have been able to get Sierra around some other women in the
Good.
local music scene that
There's some good,
could be good
professionals.
mentors or at least people to bounce stuff off of. So.
Good, because the entertainment business can be fun, but there's some dark corners.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it can be real rocky. Okay, and that's why I kind of protect my artists and stuff. When I book them, I'm at every show because there's no bullshit going to go down.
Right.
And I've seen that problem, and I've addressed that problem, and I've took care of that problem my way.
Yeah.
And that's that. If I have to make call to friends in the police department or things like that, so be it. Okay?
Right.
But yeah, and
And nobody should feel afraid to play their music.
no, not at all.
That's
Not.
the thing. I'm like, that's just unfortunate that anybody feels intimidated to just not even want to do it. Because this is what happens. That motivation gets killed when stuff like that's allowed to thrive. So it's important for everybody to be stepping up and just kind of not tolerating that. So whether you're a venue, another band, or just you go to shows, like if this person's doing this,
You need to stand up.
stand up for people that
You do need to stand up.
exactly.
you
So.
know,
And that's a
sorry.
game where it's good to have have a loud mouth, because I do, and but I advocate hard for the people I care about. So
Yes, exactly. Well,
yeah.
it's like you're all family, and you're big brothers to her and your dad.
yeah,
Okay, and you're gonna look out for Sierra, just like all my female artists and stuff like that. I look out for them because there is an idiot in every crowd.
Oh,
Unfortunately, you idiots that are out there.
yeah.
Okay, watch yourself.
Well, and that her too. She's got 4 club bouncers, if not 5 at every show. So.
I love my security.
Yeah, exactly. She's got a good detail. Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard for them to hold me back because I
Yeah.
want to take care of them.
And some of the folks that we play with, they've been watching her for a long time. And, Joe Rodriguez that does open mic down at Fulton Street Club, he goes, oh, when she's down here, like, I feel like I'm her uncle. Because I've just known her that long. So.
That's great.
Yeah, being a young female, especially a petite one like myself, like, you've come across situations that are a little unsavory,
Yeah. I bet
unfortunately. And starting so young, too. I mean, we've had a number of encounters.
you.
Yeah.
That's very unfortunate. But
Well, and I wanted to make sure we mentioned that because it has thrown shade on things, and again, it's that demotivation piece.
there's a
but-
little negativity in there.
Yeah.
We don't need
Yeah.
that. We
So
do not need that.
we steer clear of certain people and places.
Good. We're good.
So.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah, I do the same.
Yeah.
Don't want that around in my life.
Right.
I don't need to deal with
Yeah.
it. And that's that.
Yeah, there's some really good folks like you were talking
yes,
in the local scene too, and they're always are make up.
Because you
for
played
all
out with a
that.
lot of great bands out there.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we've
A
been.
lot of good friends of mine and stuff. So you're out there jamming with some great people out there still.
Yeah.
I see there's some great venues still promoting the original music scene. So
Yeah.
you're able to get your music out there still in
Yeah,
this town, and we're not all closed up yet. So
right.
So I want to ask you. We're kind of running down here, but a show that might stand out that you've all did. What one show might have stand out the most that you might have someone you played with, or that just kicked ass?
Red Flannel.
Yeah.
There's Red Flannel.
The kids were so
the
cute.
Indianapolis gig was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a living, breathing art project.
It was
Living, breathing art project.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
played on a flatbed at the
That on Beaver Island.
Yeah, dude, I thought for sure something was gonna fall off.
I almost
We
did.
fit everything on there.
I
Yeah.
took around so
Mainly
much,
Mark.
I made
I
it.
almost did a couple times.
I'm like, I don't think you got enough room, dude.
Oh yeah, it was.
That we played at this cool place in Indianapolis called Healer, which was really unique. It was like it had a great sound system and stage, but then like it had a bunch of rooms, and every room was done by a different artist.
They're kind of like
So-
cubicles.
Yeah, they were
Yeah, it was
cubicles.
almost like
art.
playing in the middle of an
Okay.
art museum. Yeah, so that was
Cubicles of art.
Cubicles of art.
Yeah,
that was really
You were part
cool.
of that art.
yeah. That's what it was. It was like the
Essentially.
time, like the time that we were playing was we were the artist.
I really liked
That's
White's
cool.
Bar in Saginaw playing there. Those people
White's
were
is
super
cool.
cool too.
That's
Had a
another
really
one.
good like music. Just you walked in and you're like,
Yes.
oh yeah, this is gonna be good.
Yep.
The musical
Yep.
ghosts I call them. You walk
Cool.
into certain places
Mhm.
that that's just I feel like it retains that energy sometimes.
Yeah.
and you can work
Definitely.
with that. So
Playing out of your mom's garage at Beaver Island.
Oh, that
That was fun.
Yes. Yes.
we were doing like a jam rehearsal in the garage, and
Yeah.
all these people kept walking by, and people just kept stopping before
Yeah,
we
they
did
would
it. It
just
was
sit
like
in the driveway.
there was like 40 people, and then they started bringing drinks, and then we just like, well, we're gonna do it again.
Yeah. And then we just happened to have a light bar right there. I was like, yeah, go plug those lights in. And then it turned into a concert.
It was
There you
fun.
go.
We met this really cool family from Muskegon, and
Yes.
Yeah,
the
they were
girl,
renting the house next door.
Yeah.
the girl,
Yes.
I don't know what, she was in a wheelchair,
It
and
was Kenzie.
Kenzie, she was so cute, and she motorized her wheelchair up and threw a couple bucks in Sierra's ukulele case, and Mark almost stopped playing drums. And when we got done, he goes, "That was the most adorable thing I've ever seen playing since I've been playing music." And so
I almost
that was really
almost.
neat for that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes.
Good deal. So, listeners out there, check out the Fabulous Fans. You're playing out, definitely.
Yeah.
Check them out. You're gonna be out, and I'm sorry you're taking off. Wow. So you will be back. Sierra will be back, full gear, ready to go. In 4 years, you're gonna be back on the scene in West Michigan. You are gonna be. Because I'll make sure. I'm
Maybe,
gonna be on your dad's ass.
yes. Maybe
These guys are
It,
gonna
does,
miss you.
it works better if you just don't involve me.
Yeah, there you go.
She needs to hear from other people.
Yeah, next thing you know, we're playing in Tokyo.
We can make that happen.
There we go.
Where do you want to go? I'm not flying anymore. I don't like airplanes. So, no, you guys go. Have a good time. No, good deal. One more thing before we get out of here. We're not going to be able to get to another song, but I will have you on a recap show where we'll play all this, full songs and stuff.
Sweet. That'd be great.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely,
thank you.
guys. Thank you for coming to the table.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us. Yeah, it's fun.
Miss Angela.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. I didn't get to you today, so we got
She's
we
like,
got a
"Oh, no."
minute. We got a minute. We have Miss Angela at the table.
Like I said,
Yeah.
Tim, what'd you get us into now, right?
Yeah.
Right, Angela?
Right. See?
So can I pick on you a little bit? Maybe? Sure. So you keeping these guys out of trouble?
Oh, I love getting in trouble.
You like this? This is trouble here.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
I think it's all about having fun.
It's all about having fun. What do you think of the band? What
I
do you think of
love
the
them
music?
all. I love them all. I love the
Right.
music.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss Sarah. She's like my daughter to me. Yeah.
Right?
I'm so
Exactly.
protective feeling when she tells me she's going. I don't want her to go.
It broke my heart. It did. Well, good. Miss Angela's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You might be singing
She's-
next.
No.
No.
She's
No.
We like her. Yeah.
She said no.
Because I'm sure Timmy would reach right around and grab my acoustic and have you sing a song.
That's fine. No.
Yeah.
How about you just give that to Timmy, or you pick it up?
Yeah.
Adam, there you go.
We're gonna have Adam play. You play us out a song, all right? And we're gonna just get out of here. The Fabulous Fans are in the house today. Check them out on the town, okay, people?
Gracias.
Awesome
Thank you, Al.
band.
Thank you.
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to the table, people. Appreciate it. I wish I had you in the studio. I really did. And what I wanted to bring up before we go is you were at YCE down the hall from the studio. And how'd that go? Was that fun?
That was the last time around. It was super fun. Yeah, and
That was
it's funny because I think the song we sent them is I don't know 11th on the listen. The song that got us in that time. So I plan on another trip down there. So I'm kind of
Good
putting
deal.
a package together to send to John.
They're good people down there.
Yeah,
Good people
yeah.
down there. So
Cool.
shout out to WYCE.
Absolutely.
Okay.
88.1.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. This is where you get to shout out to whoever you want. What do you want to say? This is your time. Sierra, anybody?
Oh, sure. Everyone's staring at me.
Come on. I'm going to
I
push
just
the
want to
button.
say thanks to everybody that's come out and seen us or been supportive. The venues that we played at, the bands we played with. It's for us, for me especially. It's really about having fun and doing something fun with music. So we've had the good fortune of playing with a lot of people that have a similar mind. So I'm very appreciative of that.
Amen. Yes,
And
you
you
have,
guys.
guys. Well, keep rocking on, Sierra. Keep rocking on and just kick butt in the Navy, all right?
Oh, you know it.
All right, guys. All right, we're going to get out of here. I'm going to talk to
Awesome.
you guys real soon. Check out the Fabulous Vans and the recaps. You're going to hear their music, all right? Check them out, everybody. It's
Thank
Big
you.
Al.
Thank you.
We're out of here. Peace. Yeah.